When you go on tour, when you prepare, beside the equipment, what is the most important thing you have to take?
Clean underwear.
So first question I got is, you're currently on tour. And I have to admit, I want to be honest, I just didn't hear anything of you before the beginning of this year. And you're my surprise hit this year, really.
Okay.
Because I went to the Sabaton gig in Langen, and you were the pre-band. And I want to be honest, when you played, first I thought, okay, well, they're okay, not bad, but okay. And then after the show, my girlfriend was in the back, and she told me, did you see Battle Beast? I said, yeah, they were quite good. And she said, like, fuck off! They are freaking amazing. And then we went home, and she immediately bought all your CDs, and I started listening to the CDs. And guys, I have to admit, you're freaking amazing.
Thank you very much.
And what I wanted to ask is, for the tour so far, how is it going?
Going better than ever. We're having a lot of gigs and we're planning on doing the next album and everything's getting in their places, so I can't complain.
From the organization in the beginning, you played with Sabaton, Delane. Did you ask them? Did they ask you, or was it the label that organized it?
No, it was actually Sabaton themselves. We had like heard these rumors like, oh sorry.
It's totally fine.
No, no. At first the guys from Sabaton, they asked us to play on their what do you call this, like cruise, the Sabaton cruise, and we played there. And last summer we played on Sabaton open air somewhere in Sweden, in Falun in Sweden. And from there, I think they were kind of like testing us. Okay, how good are these guys actually? And I think we managed like decently, because after that show they asked us to join them on their tour, which was like fantastic. I really appreciate those guys, because they're doing a lot of stuff to help younger and newer bands. Of course, we have to practice, new songs and stuff. And when going on a longer tour, we have a lot of, technical stuff to think about. Like, there's actually, mostly Janne, our keyboard player, because he has like, this moving synthesizer, and there's in some songs there's a little backing tracks, and then just a click track and stuff like that needs to work.
It was a freaking amazing show you did there inside. What did you think when the people raged that much?
We rage back. It's always like two-way thing, that when you get that kind of symbiotic thing with the audience, it's the best you can have. So thank you.
At the end, you stood there and you didn't have the microphone at your mouth, but it was like, ah! And what did you think at this moment?
It's like this. I can't say anything. It's so awesome to see people taking us so well. And
there's really no words for it, I think. Because we played. Actually, I feel like southern Germany is sometimes pretty hard for us, because in general I feel people are more like, they're kind of laid back, and when they come to metal shows, they're more like, oh my god, I love this band. It's the best band I've ever seen. I love this band. But today it was like, whoa! That's always a great.
Did you expect so many people?
No.
It's always like that. Finnish people are very humble, and it's always good to not to be too cocky. and yeah, everybody's gonna like us. No, but you always have to do the best you can and hope that there are even few people that likes you, and now it's the best situation that can be. So
did you play gigs where people just like stood like?
Yeah, actually we played during the early years. We played one show where there were no people at all, like 0 people. There was only the sound guy.
But he enjoyed.
He enjoyed. He actually, after the show, he came like, okay, you guys should go to America. This shit will sell tons of albums in America. But there was no one else there. It was like a youth club, and before us played a band of like with musicians of 15-year-old, and for them they were like their friends. But then later a week came out like the big headliners, and everybody left. It was funny.
I'm not afraid. I'm really excited and ambition. I want this band to be as big as it can be, and I think there has to be, this kind of hunger for bigger things, but the most important thing is that I really want us to just keep you know, that we are together and having fun and never losing that side in this, because in music business there can happen a lot of stuff, and when you get bigger, some people just can't handle it, and I just wish that we keep our feet on the ground. And I think there's no problem, because we always we have this.
It's kind of the opposite usually. Like after every show, we're like, okay, we didn't suck that hard. Okay, okay, or like, okay, our album didn't chart that bad, so we don't totally suck. So no, but in general, I just think everybody just likes to do this thing, and you don't think about what you're gonna achieve and that. You just do it because you like it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Do you have a tip for newcomer bands when you get into the business?
Don't do it.
Okay. Whoa,
I'm kidding. I mean, if you want to do it, then just do it. But don't expect getting money or like getting big or playing big festivals. Just gotta do it because you like it and because you love it and you want to do it. But if you expect to have like getting all the girls and all the money, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. But if you like to do it, then do it. I mean, nothing should hold you back.
So far, this is the best answer I ever got on this question, guys. Really, no, not kidding. This is really amazing.
Yeah, and I have to say that you just have to do it like with your full ability, and not just halfway and expect that, okay, why isn't this working out? You have to throw yourself into it totally and live it, not just as a hobby. If you want to do this as a profession,
Push it to the limits.
push it to the limits. It was like they just got the tourist sonata and they needed a singer to save their asses. And it was a really quick thing that happened. Like I had 1 month time to prepare myself.
Amazing.
And we also started doing the next album at the same time. So it was really challenging, but I love challenges.
It
And
was also very exciting because they had actually, our record label had already booked the tour when we didn't even have a singer. And we couldn't tell them that we don't have a singer because we were afraid they might drop us. So we had to act on impulse, and we found her, and luckily, it was the best solution we ever did.
May I ask how they found you?
they found me by YouTube. Yes, thank God, YouTube. Yeah, actually, there was this kind of clips from some singers, and actually they were given a list of singers that might be the ones they would like, but I wasn't on that list. Yeah. But then the YouTube recommended, it recommends similar kind of singers, and there they found me singing Janis Joplin, Piece of My Heart, and then they contacted me and asked if I want to join the band, and on the same week they came to Tampere and see my show and like finalize and see how I'm like doing live.
So you have been experienced before you started with allways.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot of gigs before, but this was a whole new step for me because I was really looking for something something that I can do more theatrical and use my voice more variety ways, and now this is the best that actually happened to me.
I'm amazed by your makeup. Do you do it by yourself?
Yeah. Actually, it's been developing during these years. Like at first, I thought I was putting on a lot of makeup, but then I was just putting this normal kind of mascara stuff and some eyelashes, and I watched some videos and I'm like, that it looks like I don't have any makeup on because all the lights they eat the makeup. Yeah. So during these years I've just been developing this thing and ended up like this.
If I may cut in, it's actually funny because nowadays there are kids on YouTube who are like showing like how do you do Noora Louhimo style makeup. There are like kids doing that stuff. It's really cool. Yeah, They're like I've seen like 3 or 5 videos where they're like practicing to do the same kind of makeup like you do.
It's still nervous before you go on stage?
In some way, yes, because I feel like maybe it's something natural for me. I always have this kind of nervousness, but that's because I gather up all the adrenaline before the show and just explode it like then when I get on the stage. So after getting on the stage, no nervous at all. Worst thing that has happened to me is that I lose my voice, or then I lose my focus. Like I totally forget words, and that's like something that when you start losing the words, it's really hard to keep yourself together after that. Like, okay, what is the next line? But it's I think. When you get over that, it's like just feels like you're conquering something. Like, okay, I'm a winner. I can do this.
I wish, but it's actually we're a 6-piece band, and it often seems impossible to get all 6 together at the same time. So it generally goes like we don't practice for a month, and then we have like week when we practice 3 times. But in general, we just it's always. There's only 15 songs in circulation that we play, so there's not really that much need to practice. Of course, there's other stuff that needs to be discussed, but
For instance?
Well, it there's always something money stuff or some business stuff or like merchandise stuff.
Okay.
And of course, now that we're gonna have our own headline tour, we have to think about the show and everything that includes there. So I think we're gonna have. I hope, and I think we're gonna have a lot of rehearsals if we're gonna think about something bigger.
For all people out there who don't know, when is the tour starting?
On November.
November 12th. I'm not exactly sure on the date, and it hasn't been published yet, so this is kind of a scoop. Okay. But it's I hope it's gonna be released soon. But it's gonna be a full headlining tour from November 12th to like December 12th. Wow. Those are not the exact dates, but around that time.
Are you allowed to say where you are going? I can cut it out. It's just for interest.
We have no idea.
Yeah, we will. Give that information later.
Come to Germany, I want to see you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Going back to 2010, you won the Wacken Metal Battle. Do you still remember what it was like for you?
Actually, we're just discussing it backstage. That was our first ever show outside of Finland, and well, it was funny. Well, first of all, we arrived at I think like Hamburg. Was that the closest airport? In there we found out that half of our stuff had not arrived and they were left behind, and that was our tent was included, so we had no place to stay. And yeah, we had all had several drinks on board, so we were like a bit drunk, like okay, we're gonna play in Wacken, we're gonna be big stars. And then the car picked us up and drove us to Wacken. And she just dropped us in the middle of this field, and it was raining cats and dogs, and we had all our equipment with us in cheap bags, and nobody knew where we're gonna drop this stuff and what we're gonna do, and we have no place to stay and no tent and nothing. And we ended up just me and our drummer just had to put out our sleeping bags outside and sleep in the rain. And I just remember laying there like, okay, we came here, so now we're gonna win this goddamn competition. And we did.
I wish I had been there.
No, you don't.
Is this a moment when you thought, oh my god, why I'm doing this? Or was it like, wow, we have to?
No, well, it wasn't like it was like it felt so stupid, like sleeping there in the rain. You can't sleep, and all your gear is getting wet, but it was it was horrible. It was fun at the same time. So there was like kind of this.
Okay.
I mean, I knew already then that this is gonna be legendary.
Has there been a time when you thought, it's not gonna work, or this is?
No. I always knew it was gonna work.
This is so great to hear.
Yeah.
This is really great, and I can agree on that. Sorry if I'm getting annoying, just say it, but I love you. There's not one song I don't like from you. The only band that ever made this is Sabaton, and so you're freaking amazing.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, it would be annoying if you hated us. That would be really annoying.
For the next one, if I'm not sure if I can ask this. If not, just say no and I cut it out. Do you do this full time, or is this a part-time job at the moment?
Well, it's kind of something in between. I mean, it's getting to a point where it's taking more and more of our time, but it's not actually paying anymore. So it's in money-wise, it's now is probably the hardest time ever, because it takes more and more of our time. So very few of us can actually hold like steady day jobs. But then in the end, we don't get paid that much. So everybody just kind of handles it their own way.
My parents have always like said that do anything you like. So actually getting into Battle Beast, my mother was like first very terrified, like, oh, you're playing satanic music, stop that. But then I told her that you should really look out the lyrics, what heavy metal bands do, because they are, most of them doesn't do any satanic music, but very beautiful lyrics and talks about love and etc. or war or something like that. But yeah, but now she's fine with it. She's very excited and always like watching Facebook and everything, like, hey, you were there, I saw you there.
I have one last question for you. It's called Make a Wish. I'm asking a lot of stuff, and I watched a lot of interviews, and I know a lot of the questions I asked were already asked by other people. Is there one question you always wanted to ask, that someone wanted to answer? Is there one, or do you say, nah, it's not?
You mean what's the question we would like to be asked?
Yes. Is there one?
Well,
what did you have for breakfast?
I didn't have anything.
Oh no!
I went to the airport like in the middle of the night, and so did she. Yeah.
Oh no!
And then I had coffee on the airplane. Yeah.
When did you get up?
Like 4 a.m. Hey, actually, my favorite question is, you could ask me what's my favorite Turtles character.
What character?
Turtles.
Turtle. Oh, the Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles, yes.
Okay. Arrow, I got a quite important question. One last one. One last one. What's your favorite Ninja Turtle character?
Michelangelo.
Why?
He's coolest, and he likes pizza.
Can you say that in the camera?
He's the coolest, and he likes pizza.
Do you read comics in general?
Not so. Some actually,
Okay.
but not that much.
But Ninja Turtles at the top, or why Ninja Turtles?
Well, actually, I've never read any Ninja Turtles comics, but that was the question I would like to be asked.
Okay, that's so lovely. Yes. So, you don't got one?
I was just so mesmerized about this situation.
Ask her what's her favorite turtle.
What's your favorite turtle?
Leonardo.
And why?
He's sexy.
Yes. Thank you very much for the interview. It was quite amazing. You're really nice people.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your evening. It was a freaking amazing show. And for all guys out there, this is Battle Beast.
Hello.
Check out their CDs, they're freaking amazing. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and you had fun watching it. It was a pleasure making it. So special thanks to Eero and Nora from Battle Beast for taking your time. I really appreciate it. It's just great. Thank you very much that you took your time and participated in this interview. It's just great. Also special thanks to Nuclear Blast Records for making this possible, for arranging everything and bringing the band to me at the right time, to the right place. So thank you very much for your support. For you guys out there, if you liked that video and if you would like to support me, take this video and post it on Facebook. Make a tweet about it so everyone can see how amazing Battle Beast is. That would be really great. Down below you find an interview with Alf from Knorkator. We talked a little bit about how did the band start, why is Knorkator so great. Oh, and what's Alf's bank code. It's quite interesting, so if you want to know, check it out down below. On the other side, you can find one of my first videos. It's the review of the Geschrupp und Geschepper Festival in Heilbronn. As the festival is taking place in 2 weeks from now. Save your tickets, guys. I thought it would quite be fitting to post this video down below, so check it out. It's a really nice, quite little festival in Heilbronn. Last year they played Prophecy 23 as headliner, and this year the headline is Andy Olli Phil. It's the first show after, I think it broke up. I'm not quite sure, but it's the first show again after a quite long period. And Sidecore is playing, and if Sidecore is playing, this is something you have to see. Great band, great death metal. Check it out, video down below. Thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day and hopefully